Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. This is one of those nights, just not feeling well. If we weren't having a miss on a couple of shows already this month, I probably would have stayed home. But I don't know if you can say it's showbiz, but the show must go on, right? That's like the rule of thumb. You do the best you can with what you got. Anyway, gonna start with plugging an event or two. The first one will be a bake sale and adoption event to be held next Saturday, which is Halloween, my favorite day of the year. It's for the New Hope Clinic, and it's going to be a bake sale and adoption event. Connecticut Coalition for Animals is doing that. Like I said, Saturday on Halloween. It's going to be at the Petco in Farmington. So that'll be from 11 until 3. If you can bake, bring your stuff right on down. If you can help, they would love to have you. If you've got any animals that you need to have showcased, they can do a certain amount, and I don't know if they are full or not, but if you get in touch with them, Connecticut Coalition for Animals, they have their Facebook page, running out of the house, trying to get here, looked on the event, didn't have the contact information, but I will share that on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page, just so that, you know, if anybody's interested, they have a place, point of reference. So that is something that, you know, if you're not doing anything, stop down. If you can't bake, you know, go say hi to some pups and kitties, and maybe you'll come home with a brand new friend, because that's the whole point of these things, you know what I mean? And the New Hope Clinic can't have a better cause than that. You know, the Hope Clinic, we've had them here on the show before. There's so much in terms of the spaying and neutering of animals, which is so important. They make it really, really easy for rescues to get the job done. And there are just some really great people involved. So I'll give a shout out to my friend Mark Sheehan, who is with the Connecticut Coalition for Animals. And now that he's in Florida, it's kind of funny to see him still keeping his ties, but it's good that he keeps his ties. It's just, you know, we can't get him on the show. But, you know, maybe we'll have to send someone down there and kidnap him soon. Who knows? Anyway, the next event, of course, we've got a couple of posters to put up, and it is the Sweet Pea Friends for Rutland Animals. Sweet Pea Friends of Rutland Animals. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It's their Halloween Dog Spooktacular. I love this poster because it's all green and creepy and like the moon and stuff. And that also is on Halloween. It's from 11 to 3 in Spencer, Mass. There's 2 posters. I think there's another one if you loaded it, Zach. Why are you coming in?
Oh, no, it's just, there's like that background noise in there. It's like obnoxiously.
Okay.
I'm just saying like.
Oh, so you can't really hear me is what you're saying?
I can, it's just your cues, I need you to be like really obnoxious about.
Okay, so Zach is asking me to be obnoxious about my cues.
Yeah, because I
There's a machinery running in the control room, so he's interrupted this program just to make sure that we know that he wants me to be obnoxious. Now, anybody who knows me very well knows I don't have a problem being obnoxious. Hey, Zach, put up the next poster, okay? Oh, there we go. That's our other poster. So it lists on the bottom there who will be in attendance, or some of who will be in attendance. And, you know, I'm pleased to say that, you know, Juno and Bert and Bert's Brigade will be there, and also Sue Torres, who is my friend and author of Loyalty Unleashed Pit Bulls and People Who Love Them, and I love Sue, so that's a good thing. So we'll get to see a lot of fun people up there. And, you know, if you can go and hang out and support Sweet Pea Friends of Rutland Animals, that would be great. We'll get to see Melanie and Maria and everybody else up there who work really hard to do what they can for those pups and kitties, and they do a great job. And if you remember, Bailey and Brooklyn, and there was one more, and I unfortunately not feeling well, or one of my birthday dogs, Bailey, actually came down and was on the show. So, and he finally got his happily ever after, which is a good thing. So, you know, if you can support some of these groups and causes and events, it's a great time out. You get to meet, you know, some of these Facebook people and dogs that, you know, you get to see from afar. It's an awesome time. It's great socializing. Zach, I'll take the camera back. How's that for obnoxious? Oh, it worked. Haha. Okay. I put up a call. He's making faces back there. Oh, God, I need entertainment, too. I put up a post, and I said, you know, if anybody's got Halloween pictures of their pets, to put them up. And, of course, I got a couple this year. It's a little early. I mean, Halloween is next week, and just the way it falls, it's not... this may not be the week. So I got a couple of posts, but I did go shopping, so to speak, and pick up some pictures off of Facebook that I just thought were highly entertaining. Zach, let's get the first picture up. This is from the Facebook page Grandpa Griff. Grandpa is a Navy seaman in this picture, and I just think the little sailor suit is adorable. I can't even stand the cuteness. Let's get the next one, Zach. There's a Facebook page called Luca and Lola. I've talked about the page before. It used to be just Lola's page. Lola was a puppy mill survivor. She got ill and she went to the Rainbow Bridge, as they say. So now it's Luca and Lola, because Luca came along at some point before Lola left. But Luca is the cutest little thing. And there you see Luca as a piñata, which I just think is, I mean, that's great. I have never seen that costume. You know, they come out with some new ones, and sometimes you gotta like dig around to find the good ones, but I have never seen a piñata. So that is Luca as a piñata. And we've got another one of Luca as a giraffe. I can't even stand it. It's far too cute. So there is Luca as a giraffe. Yeah, I mean, this dog is really, they call it, oh, what fresh hell is this month? And this poor dog, like, every day is in a different costume every couple of days. And they're just, Luca poses so nicely, and it's so cute. We've got one more of Luca. And Luca's a little lion. Look at that little face. I can't even begin to stand it. It's almost like there's a smile in there somewhere, but he's afraid for it to come out, you know. So that is Luca as a lion. And next up, there is a picture in preparation for Halloween. Let's get the Bert's Brigade picture up. There you go. That was one of the posts last week. Juno and Bert and Wyatt and Thomas all went to the Rockin' Shock up in Massachusetts. And the pictures from that were pretty amazing. But I love Thomas and Wyatt's sweaters. You can see there with the skull and crossbones. We know I have a thing for that. And Bert has his little bow tie on, which I believe is skull and crossbones too. I can't really see that little tiny stuff because I have eyes that can't see little tiny stuff. But yeah, that was some kind of a bribe with something going on there. Next we have Gizmo, who is all set for Halloween. And I can't imagine, that's probably like the smallest little pumpkin you'll ever see in your life, because Gizmo is so tiny. You know, 3 pounds, and it's like unbelievably, he's just tiny. But there he is in a little pumpkin outfit. And how did oh, here we go with the ears. Zach is having far too good a time in there. I'm like, why is he putting the camera back? Because he's giving me ears. Okay. So there's Gizmo. And Nancy's in the house, and she's enjoying this too. I heard her talking about ears when Zach was loading the pictures, so it's all right, folks. Have your fun. Next up, we have a picture of Madison from Madison's Mission, and she's a little princess. I can't even. That's like so cute with the little princess hat. I mean, I've never seen one for a dog. Quite in that, this like little Cinderella kind of princessy fairy tale. It's really cool. And she looks so happy just sitting there. It's so nice to see dogs like that will do stuff like that. My dogs freak out, and it's just ugly. Yeah. I mean, Kelly would wear clothes, but they were clothes, and Kimba would wear clothes, and they were clothes. But costumes, I don't know. Not so much. Not so much what goes on in my house. So anyway, we've got a picture of Nora the Explorer, who is in preparation for Halloween. And Zach and I got to meet Nora, who lives in Florida and came up for the Pet Rock Festival about a month or so ago. So that's pretty little Nora getting ready for Halloween. And of course, you know that I'm not forgetting Juno. Let's get the Juno pics. Yep, there's Juno at Rock and Shock. And really, I mean, what more does Juno need than the goggles and the helmet to be, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be a costume, right? It just has to be Juno being cool. But I think she had a little skeleton kind of sweater thing on. Let's get the next picture, Zach. There she is with a bunch of new friends. And looking like, okay, we're good here. We can do this. Next up is pictures from a young lady who is pretty awesome. I work with her. We're friendly. I would consider her a friend. Let's get Tank's pictures up, Zach. Tank isn't so much dressed for Halloween as he is obsessed with his pumpkin toy. There he is. Apparently Tank, who was recently adopted, and one of our Bikers Against Animal Cruelty friends, ACO Les Archer, was actually the ACO from the Animal Control, and It's a Small World. But there's Tank with his "don't touch my pumpkin" look on his face. I gotta love that. So there's Tank just chilling on the couch with his pumpkin. And there's Tank actually falling asleep with the pumpkin in his mouth. If you can even, I mean, he's such a mush. And I got to meet Tank. He was such an awesome dog. I give Jasmine a lot of props for saving a life, Jasmine and her family. And that's little Tanky boy. He's pretty awesome. He's not so little. He's short and stout, you know. He's like a stocky little lowrider. And just a lovable guy who made my whole day when her mom stopped by work to pick her up, and she's like, "Tank's outside." I'm like, "I'm on it." I ran right out, and he's awesome. But anyway, there he is falling asleep with his pumpkin. So she was gonna try to put him in something, you know, Halloween-y, she said, but he won't leave the pumpkin alone. So we'll call it. We'll call it his Halloween pictures. And that's all good. Next up, we have a picture of Ginger, who is all ready for Halloween with her little Halloween friends there in her attire. Ginger belongs to another gentleman that I work with, Kevin, who, of course, there's always somebody who sends a picture at the last minute, and this time it was Kevin. But I'm glad he sent the picture because we did talk about it. And so that is pretty little Ginger, all decked out and ready to celebrate Halloween. And she is a very pretty little girl, isn't she? Alrighty. The next picture, which is our last picture, is just one that I thought was really cool. Can you put up the last one, Zach? Yeah. Can you imagine having that on your couch? That's pretty cool. I like that. Someone did a very good job with these guys. Definitely, you know, having to to pose 3 dogs in costume can't be an easy thing. I don't even try it one at a time half the time, but that's an absolutely great picture, and I was glad I found that. All right, I'll take the camera back for a hot second, and we've got some good news. A while back, I talked about a dog named Roxy. Roxy got loose outside the vet after being rescued. She basically, if I remember correctly, went from the shelter to the vet and got loose. Unfortunately, you know, there she went off into the distance, and for 71 days, she was tracked. There were sightings called in, you know, the signs and the posters, and, you know, everything worked. People came together and did the best they could to try to give everybody, you know, the people who were trying to find her the information. There were cameras set up, there were traps set up. It was a long, hard 71 days, but after those 71 days, Roxy went into the trap and she's safe. They got her back. So let's get some pictures of Roxy up, Zach. There she is in the trap. You know, you always wonder what they're thinking when these things do take place, but there she is. They say that she appears to be in good shape, but she's stressed. She'll have a little quarantine time and recovery at the vet's office. And I guess she's got, like, you know, some cuts and bruises and little things going on there that they want to be able to watch with her. And, you know, that's obviously the right course of action. So, yep, a little quarantine and recovery at the vet's. And then hopefully she'll be on to the rest of her life, a little happily ever after for her. And, you know, maybe she'll have a little stop here at Posse Presents along the way, which would be very nice. So I have to say, you know, definitely congratulations to Furry Friends Foster and Rescue, and to all the supporters and volunteers for not giving up, and, you know, a job well done. And also thank you for keeping me in the loop, because, you know, they did ask me to put her up, and you know, I did talk about her a couple of times at least. And, you know, there's never a good situation or good circumstances under which, you know, a dog can get loose or get lost. And, you know, you think you're pulling a dog and it's going to be like, you know, the best day ever, and something like that happens. It's got to just weigh so heavily on everybody involved. You know, when Andy went missing, he was far away from home. When, you know, so many of these dogs, there's accidents and they get out of the car. Even a dog who gets loose in its own neighborhood, there's never ideal circumstances for a dog to get lost or to go missing. And my heart just so goes out to anybody who's going through that. And, you know, sometimes it's hard work and determination, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's luck of the draw, you know. You can do everything right, and you can do everything in your power. I mean, look at all of what Jordina did to try to get Andy back. And sometimes it's something out there just doesn't let it happen. But congratulations, definitely. Roxy is back. It was great news to get tagged into today. And like I said, it'd be really nice to be able to see her here before she moves on. Of course, that's probably not going to be right away, because she's got a little bit of stuff to go through. But, you know, once they get her decompressed, which is going to be the next thing they have to do, get her reacclimated to being around people, it'll be great. All right, so I'll take the camera back again. See, Zach's paying attention. I like that. And he's only doing it because he was waiting for the ears. I know. That's why that picture stayed there for so long. He thinks I don't know. Anyway, Bridgeport Animal Control. I wrote an article this week about a dog named Madeline because she was shutting down. Been there too long. No longer greets her favorite volunteer with any enthusiasm. She was turning her head away from treats. You know, she kind of knew. It's kind of like she knew it was just like a passing thing. You know, she wanted more. She didn't want just the fleeting attention. You know, she wanted out. You know, these shelter dogs, what they go through, they're in a cold kennel. It's noisy. It's not home. There's no as much attention as they could possibly get from volunteers. It's never enough. It's not being home. It's got to be horrible. It really does. And some dogs do get worn down, and I talk about that all the time. Madeline was turning into one. She needed out ASAP. You know, there was some training lined up for her so that anybody who took her in would have, you know, hopefully a seamless transition. It was imperative that a foster or an adopter or a rescue stepped up to take her. And, you know, this was originally going to be a plea for someone to help Madeline. And let's put Madeline's picture up, Zach. That's the picture of her. You know, she's just looking way too sad. And like I said, originally this was going to be a plea to step up and take Madeline home. But I got the wonderful news just as I was putting together the show. Madeline was adopted. So this is no longer a plea for her, but, you know, a little talk about her story. And we do have plenty more dogs. Let's get the other pictures up, Zach, of the pups at Bridgeport. There are so many more faces that need to go home. So, you know, if you were falling for Madeline and you were falling for her story, there's any number of other dogs that could use your help. So to find out more about any of these guys, please call Bridgeport Animal Control, and their number is 203-576-7727. Once again, that's 203-576-7727. Like I said, there's plenty more of these dogs who need homes. You know, the shelters are full, and these dogs sit there for so long that it's hard to imagine their lives, and it's hard to imagine how they don't crack, you know. I will take the camera back, Zach. There's been so many dogs I've seen lately posted that have been at shelters for months and even years, and I can't imagine how they do it. I just can't. One dog who was there for months and was here on the show is my buddy Murdock, who was one of my birthday dogs. And I know you are probably all sick to death of me keep bringing up my birthday dogs. It's not your birthday anymore, girl. It's okay. It doesn't matter. They're still dogs that are near and dear to me in a lot of ways. But Murdock left this morning. John Esposito, who was here and a fellow volunteer, and Murdock hopped in a car to head out west. The last picture I saw, they were in Ohio. They're posting videos and they're taking all kinds of pictures and making me blubber every time I see it. But one of the most moving pictures that I saw posted was a piece of artwork done from a picture of Murdock. Zach, let's get that picture, that painting of Murdock up. How beautiful is that? That was done from a picture, and I briefly saw on Facebook a side-by-side of the actual picture and the painting, and it's just an amazing likeness, and I couldn't figure out where. Yeah, no. Even Speedo said he thought it was a photograph. It's a painting. When I find it again, I will post it on the Pound Posse Presents page. But this is literally, I think it's pastels, or maybe, I forget what they said it was. But just, it's an amazing job, right? You should see Speedo's face. His mouth is open over here. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous picture, and it has a glow about it.
I know.
It really has a glow about it, and I think it captures the essence of a dog who is just amazing, and he glows. Murdock glows himself. You know, when he was here, he just shined right through everything, and I think that the glow in that picture is just incredible. So if you want to find out more about this picture and this artist and you know, Last Hope Rescue is the rescue that Murdock was with, and there's also Murdock's Facebook page, Adopt Murdock. So they're following his journey to his new home. And like I said, I forget where I saw the picture side by side. It was something somebody did, and this really does look like a picture, but it's a painting. And I am following Murdock's drive home, and it makes me very emotional, but in a good way, in a very good way. I will take the camera back, and in closing, I'm just gonna say, there's him with trying with the ears, that kid trying with the ears. He's like, nope, I really wasn't. Okay. Anyway, so next weekend is Halloween. There will not be a show. I will be trying to head to the Sweet Pea event. Zach, I guess, will be going trick-or-treating because he is a 5-year-old at heart, and he's got the thumbs up. But people, keep your pets safe. You know, if you've got trick-or-treaters, please keep your pets locked away in another room so that they can't get out. They can't get past you and your trick-or-treaters when the door keeps opening and closing. Think of your pet. Think of it from your pet's perspective, and everything will be better than it otherwise. Because sometimes people don't think about their pets. Anyway, I'm gonna say peace, love, and dogs. Until next time, have a great night. Thank you for watching.